Alright. We should be live now, my boyos! Hello guys, this is BotW Nintendo, and today I'm here for another episode of Coffee Talk. Today, a little bit of slow news today, a little bit of a different thing we're going on today. Today, we not only have one news topic, and then the Smash block, which has just a minor update, but that doesn't stop us here at BotW Nintendo. It did have in the past, but now we're beyond that. We're past that. We've figured out new, cool ways of continuing, even when the news is slow. And that is, I'm going to be talking about, as you can probably tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about my favorite Zelda games. And I'm going to be talking with you guys about what your favorite Zelda games are as well. This is actually really loud on my end, but it's so good. I love it. Breath of the Wild's music. And today's like all Zelda. It's like all Zelda except Smash update. It's not about Zelda. It would have been perfect if it was about Zelda, but it's not. But the only update we have for today is about Zelda, and the extra topic is about Zelda too. So it's just Zelda day, my friends. It's like that E3. It's like E3 2016. Just all Zelda all the time. I love Zelda. It's so good. Let's let you guys know. There we go. I need to actually. I need to check and see if my thumbnail's actually like the right thing, because it's telling me that it's not. It needs to be the right thing, or else I'm be upset. It's not even telling me up there. Okay, it is the right one. Alright, we're good. Good. My thumbnail's good. So good. So good. Alright. Let's get into the first topic here then. Just drink a little bit of coffee. Ooh, it's piping hot. I don't even know where did they get the expression piping hot from? Like, for real, where does that even come from? Like, piping hot. Like, what is that supposed to mean? I don't even know. Ooh, it's good. Funny story, actually, before we get into it. This morning, I woke up and I was like, I'm dead. I'm too tired. Can't do coffee talk. Too tired. Gonna die. Never gonna live again. I'm never gonna do coffee talk again. That's how I was like, and I was like, I can't do life. And I was like, sat in my bed for like at least 20 minutes, just like, but I need to do a coffee talk, but there's like no news. Like, but I have these cool extra topics I want to talk about. It's like, no, just go to sleep. And I'm like, no, sleep's for the weak. And then I got up. That's what happened. That was my morning. 20 minutes, guys. Well, then I was also on Discord and Twitter researching things, but yeah, 20 minutes. That's me. I need to stop looking at my freaking self over here. Maybe if I put it on live, my box is smaller, so I won't look at it as much. Ha! I disabled the preview. I want to get distracted. I can look at you guys. Look straight in your eyeballs. But yeah, that was my morning. I just got up and it was just 20 minutes of, oh no, but I must. Ah, just fighting with myself. But one news topic we have is something that I'm tempted to get, and it's evil. I hate it with all my might because it makes me want to spend more money because I love it. I love it so much that I hate it. That's just how it is, guys. And that is that if we go to the editor, actually, we go to this picture. Here we go. Dark Horse Comics has announced a new Heroes Edition for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Creating a Champion. If you don't know what Creating a Champion is, it is a really, really cool art book that is set to launch November 20th. I really, really want to get it. It's really, really dope. I'm saying really, 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 really a lot, and because it's true. So it's got like 250 pages of sketches, 296 pages of artwork and commentary about the game, 55-page historical section that divulges an in-depth story about Breath of the Wild. So, interviews with different people in the development team, like Hidemaru Fujibayashi, Satoru Takezawa, Takumi Wada, and the only name I know on this list, Aji Ayanuma. Aonuma. I think Aonuma. Some people say it. People say it a lot of different ways. People say a lot of names a lot of different ways. I think it's Aonuma. I think so. But yeah, let's actually go to the product so you guys can see how dope it is, how lit as hype it is. Let me go to the. Here we go. Look how dope, fam dope hype litness hypest this is. That's me every time I go into. I'm just like lit fam dope hype bro homie dog yo. It's just like I never say these things off stream. Look at it. Look at it in its all its glory. It's got that picture from if you kind of spoiler territory, but if you get all of the memories, you get this special memory, and then they take a picture at the end, which is you can see here. They got like a marble for some reason. I don't even know. And then they got the book itself and like a special case and stuff, which is dope. But this is $100, my friends. $100. Creating the champion itself is way cheaper. Actually, I forget how much that is. Let's see. I had it in my save for later, but I don't quite remember. Amazon C. Yeah, it's only $35 if you don't get the special edition. The special edition's $100, and I'm having like a hard time actually figuring out what's in the special edition exactly. Like I see that there's like this marble or whatever. I see that there's this kind of special case and a picture. But other than that, now that I'm actually looking at it, earlier I kind of said, you know, I kind of alluded that I wanted this. But looking back on it, I don't know if it's really even worth it. What do you get? Like, I really want the book itself. But the Heroes edition of the book, I don't know if I even need this. Let's keep looking at this stuff. Let's see if I can... Okay. I think this is what it features. So, this deluxe slipcase edition features the royal blue worn by the Hylian champion. It includes the creating of a champion art book with an exclusive cover. Okay, woo. A map of Hyrule printed on cloth. Woo. An art of Prince Champion. An art of the champion's photo. Link hangs in his Ateno home. That's pretty cool. Well, kind of spoiling that you get a Ateno home and that you get the champion's photo, but whatever. And a beautiful glass replica of a spirit orb. Oh, that's what the marble is. It's a glass replica of a spirit orb. Gotcha. Bring light back to Hyrule with this Heroes edition. It's like, I'm gonna just get the book. Like, if there's like $50, that'd be okay. Why the fuck is it $100? The other one's $35. All it comes with is a glass replica of a spirit orb. Woo. An exclusive cover. A map of Hyrule printed on cloth. And the freaking picture. Like, who cares? For real? So tired. Anywho, who cares? Why would you care about it? It makes no sense. Why does this even matter? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like, this just doesn't matter. It makes no sense. It doesn't, like... This is... How much more money is this? 35 minus 100 is $65 more dollars. It's more than double. It's triple the price of the normal book. Why? And I see some people were like, I have to have this. I have to have this. It's like, why do you have to have this? It's not even worth it. For reals, it's definitely not worth it. It's so not worth it. Oh my gosh, it's so not worth it. Oof. Big oof, people. Mighty oof. The mightiest oof that I can muster right now is what this book is at the moment. It's just like, why? I just see people in the comments of the post like, this is ridiculous, and other people are like, what? What do you mean it's ridiculous? This is insane. This is not okay. So much money for no reason. Oh gosh, yeah, I'm just gonna get a $35 edition. Not even gonna consider getting that stupid $100 edition because that's bullshit. Total bullshit. Anyways, guys, let's move on. Let's actually cover the Smash topic before we get into the Zelda games, okay? So, actually, stop the Zelda music for just a second. Open up the music for Smash. Play all. And then you gotta, hey, Robert, how you doing? And you gotta kind of do a little bit of, no, let me go to the other one. It's been kind of lonely over here by myself, but I kind of keep it going just for people who are watching afterwards, but there's been like nobody here. Not even gonna lie, it's been kind of lonely. But hey, how you doing? I don't know why there's nobody here today. Like usually it's hustling and bustling, but I guess people are busy today or something, I don't even know. But we're gonna do a little bit of her, a little bit of her. A little bit of that. How you doing today? That coffee emoji is on point, my brother. Sure, on point. This coffee is so freaking good today. Better than usually is, actually. OMG. Doing it now. Editing magic. It's the best. They got these new built-in sound effects in Streamlabs when you move the scenes around. It's great. It's amazing. It's the best. But anyways, let's get on with this. So, today's stage, Moray Towers. This is a stage from Splatoon and Splatoon 2 games. Look closely for Judd and Little Judd. Judd will raise the flag with the color of the fighter and team currently in the lead. So you can see there's Judd and Little Judd there, but if we move over to the other pictures, we can see it has daytime and it has nighttime. Gotta represent that Splatfest. And then it also has another picture of Judd and Little Judd. Look at those people. Look at them all. Snug on their little cat pillow. Also, Little Judd looks like he's staring directly into your soul. So yeah, he wants to murder you. Be careful. Let's actually open these images in another tab so you can see them bigger. I wish they post them bigger, and I wish they post them at 1080p instead of 720p. I don't know why they post them at 720p. It's like, this is a 1080p game, my friends. I want to see them at 1080p. Don't want to see them at 720p. It's not what I want to see. But what are you going to do? Is that aliasing I see? Yeah. I wonder if the game at this stage is actually being rendered at 720p for some reason. Like, I know, like, at the floor it was being rendered in 1080, but this is definitely some 720p jaggies right here. I don't understand. A lot of Nintendo games, like, seemingly just get run at 720p during development for some reason, and then they're always higher resolution when they come out. It's weird. Except Xenoblade, I thought that was gonna be higher resolution. It wasn't. Like Splatoon 2, they ran at 720p when they first showed it to us. And a lot of their stuff was at 720p, like right up until the game released. And then it launched at 1080p. Mario Odyssey, 720p, then it launched at 900p. It's like all this stuff. It's just like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Some of the games I can't remember, they launched at higher resolutions. It's like, we already know the game's in 1080p. Why are you taking 720p screenshots? And why does it look like the game's rendered in 720p? I don't understand. Like, why? I don't know. But it doesn't even look like it's 1080p and downscaled because there's so many like, if you see how big the jaggies are, that's definitely some 720p right there. I wonder if they're rendering it in 720. I wonder if these are really old screenshots from far back in development, because we know the game's confirmed to be 1080p 60 frames per second, but I don't know. Speaking of this stage, though, I actually did a whole video on, you know, what I thought a Splatoon stage would be, and I was wrong, very much. I thought it would be a stage that would, like, transport and go through, like, a variety of stages, but it didn't. It's just the one stage, at least for this one. Maybe there's more Splatoon stages that do other things, but so far as we know, this is the only one. Why do I have a habit of cutting myself off from drinking coffee? It makes no sense. I'm literally cutting myself off to start drinking coffee. It's like, am I that addicted to coffee, people? Am I? I don't know. Probably. I probably am, guys. Also, I'm not looking at you guys. I keep looking at myself. I keep looking at the other screen to make sure, like, things are running right. And I, like, get distracted. But, yeah. My prediction was that it would start, like, at the Splatoon 2 kind of lobby area. I forget what the city's called. The kind of city lobby area. And then it would move on to them. But one of the ones I did predict, however, was Moray Towers. But this isn't even how I predicted it. When I thought Moray Towers, I was thinking about both the towers on both sides. And I thought it would be like just the towers, like a 3 thing, and you jump up to them. So, like, you know how the towers go down, like, do, and then you get to the base area? Like, I thought it would be the base area and then the 3 towers. Like, that was going to be the whole stage, just one side. But no, they actually, like, incorporated the platforms and stuff, which I think is really cool. So, I would never have thought of this. This is not how I thought it was going to be at all. I thought it was going to be completely different. I thought it was going to feel more like the Pokemon stage from N64. What's that called? Saffron City, I think? I thought it was going to be more like that stage. But no, it is not like that at all. So, very interesting in the way they took this design. I was very confused. But it makes sense. I like it a lot. I hope there are other Splatoon stages as well, because I feel like it's kind of the same thing for Breath of the Wild, though. They didn't do anything, like, super amazing, crazy in that game either. I thought they were going to do. Like, I thought it would be a transporting stage where you fly all around Hyrule, but it's not. It's just like you're in one part, and then, like, that's it. Like, I thought it was going to have, like, you flying around the world. And I thought, like, maybe there would be a version of the stage. So this one, of course, my idea for this was out there, and I said it in the video. But that there could be, like, lasers from the Guardians, like, shoot through the stage at some points, or something like that. Like, I want more hazardous stages. Like, give me a stage like Breath of the Wild stage like you have already. That's great. But give me another one that's, like, super hazardous, like, with goblins running through and, you know, Guardian lasers blasting through the stage and stuff. Like, give me that. That's what I want. That would be amazing. It's kind of like what they did for the Twilight Princess Bridge of Eldin, but more stuff happening other than just the bokoblins that run on and the moblin that comes. Oops, sorry, about my desk. Probably heard in the mic. The moblin that comes by and blows up the bridge, like stuff like that, but like a bunch of different things. Guardian lasers and bokoblins and maybe wildlife coming through or something, you know, something like that. That'd be cool. I think that would be pretty dope, but it's like, okay, whatever. I guess that's just too big of a dream. But speaking of Zelda, we're going to go. You know, I'm just gonna let this music go because it's so good. I'm just gonna let this song finish because it's so freaking good. We're gonna start Dips, my main man's song. That's not a man. It's not even a living being. But yeah, it's amazing. The Master of Memes also puts up that good old coffee emoji. How you doing, Master of Memes? Welcome to the stream. But we are actually going to turn it on to this music. I'm going to bring the camera back. Do a little bit of that. And then, for the final topic of today, guys, we're going to talk about our favorite Zelda games. So there wasn't really enough news to get an entire coffee talk. I don't even know how I dragged it out for 20 minutes. I just talked about random stuff like I always do. I made like a 5-minute segment turn into 20 minutes somehow. I'm not sure how that happened. It hit me. But we're going to talk about our favorite Zelda games, guys. So I decided to do this because we were talking about a lot of Zelda stuff. We were talking about the Hero edition of creating a hero or whatever. What is the book called? Creating a champion, yeah. So the Heroes edition for creating a champion art book. So we were talking about that, and I was like, you know, why not have a Zelda-themed one for today since the news is super small. Why not talk about some Zelda? So I thought we'd talk about our favorite Zelda games. So put your favorite Zelda games and why they're your favorite Zelda games down in the comments below, and I'll read them. But for now, I'm going to talk about my favorite Zelda games. So my favorite Zelda game for the longest time was not Ocarina of Time, but like a lot of people, but my favorite game was actually Wind Waker. Wind Waker. I guess Ocarina of Time was my favorite game because it was the first game I played, so it had to have been the favorite game. But technicalities aside, after I'd actually played a few Zelda games and, you know, gotten a breadth of knowledge, breadth of you know, of the different Zelda games, my first actual, you know, chance to make a decision for my favorite Zelda game was Wind Waker, because Wind Waker is amazing. I have so much memories of Wind Waker as a kid, because I played it originally on the GameCube. I'm not one of those weirdos who got into it on the Wii U, even though I loved it on the Wii U. Like, you gotta get it on the Switch, my bro. Or not the Switch, the GameCube. The GameCube, my friends. So back when I played that, like, my favorite thing to do in that game, aside from, you know, actually, like, beat it, like, it's just fool around with it, is, like, that first opening cutscene. The opening cutscene in that game, or the opening, like, segment before you get set up to see, is, like, the best. That Zelda opening is the best Zelda opening we've ever gotten, period. There is no better opening to Zelda than Wind Waker, except maybe Breath of the Wild, because you get, like, right on into the gameplay. But I feel like Wind Waker fits Wind Waker a lot, and you do get into gameplay, like, really quickly. It's not immediately like Breath of the Wild, where you're just like, okay, I'm out of the freaking Shrine of Resurrection, now I'm killing things. But they set up a little bit more story here, a little more backstory here, and, like, I think it's easily one of the best, if not the best, Zelda opening ever. There's so much charm, and just, like, you really feel like you live there, like you've lived there for a while, and you feel like you know everyone, you're, like, talking to everyone, and you're going around this small little island where everyone knows everyone, everyone's best buddies, and you're, like, you got your sister Ariel there, you got your sweet old grandma, yeah, you know, with you, and it's just amazing. You gotta, you know, and then you gotta go up in the forest because you see the girl forward, the giant bird, and then you fight instantly. That's like 20-30 minutes in the game, you're already fighting. You already got a sword, you're already fighting things, you're cutting grass, you're seeing how things are. And then right after that, you're just doing everything. And then I love the way it's just like, after that, your sister gets taken. Like within an hour, or like 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how long it takes you, you've already set up the entirety of the whole story. You feel connected to the entirety of the world that you've explored. Like, you feel a real deep connection. You feel a really deep connection to all the characters, to the story itself, and you, like, really have this sense of, like, especially since you're on an island, you have a sense of, I don't know what's out in the world, but I'm gonna go explore it because I'm gonna go save my sister. Like, you feel really good about yourself, and you're just, like, really confident, and you really have this super good sense of exploration, because you look out into the vast oceans and you cannot see to the next island. It's just nothing. And then they ask you to go on the ship, and you're like, you're going God knows where, you know, across the entirety of the ocean. And you feel almost like there's just this endless ocean around you. and then you go and you can explore. It's like the greatest sense of freedom. Like that, right? It's right up there with Breath of the Wild sense. When you go on the Great Plateau and you just look out and you see like this whole world. It was like that, but for, you know, the GameCube era of that sense. That sensation is amazing. Ocarina of Time was a great beginning on 3D, and Wind Waker nailed it to go on. Yeah. Ocarina of Time was also a really good opening. That's probably one of the best. So I'd say the best openings in Zelda were not. It's hard to say what order, but so I won't say in any particular order. But Breath of the Wild, Wind Waker, and Ocarina of Time, definitely the best openings in any Zelda game. I actually didn't mind Twilight Princess's opening. I know a lot of people hate it, but I didn't really mind it. I actually kind of liked it. I think it set up the story fairly well. It's a bit slow. Like, seriously, going to get your freaking cat, it's kind of dumb. And then I had to, like, walk with this lady in the basket. It's just like, why am I doing these things? It's like, some people complain about wrangling what even are those things? Deers, cows, something? Like you're herding them back in the stable. Like, I actually liked that segment. I thought it was the best part of the whole intro. Like, that segment was fun. But yeah, that took a while. And then you gotta go save the kids, which, I mean, that's actual gameplay though, so I don't mind that at all. But yeah, it's a little slow. Little slow. Hey, Wolfie PT, how you doing? But yeah, on the first playthrough though, it's really good. On the second playthrough, it's a little slow, but yeah, Skyward Sword also had that same problem where the opening was just slow. Like, I thought Skyward Sword's opening was great on the first playthrough, but on repeat playthroughs, yeah, they should just skip it. Like, I think games that have long intros, like Wolfenstein, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Wolfenstein 2, the New Colossus I'm speaking of specifically. I don't know about the first one because I haven't played it. But they just have such freaking long-ass intros. Okay, when you beat a game, you should have the option to skip the intro segment. Like, if you're on a repeat playthrough, like, if you're doing, like, a second run, like a New Game Plus, or even if you have save data on that user that says you've beaten the game before, even if you start a new file, you should be able to do a New Game Plus sort of thing, where you just skip the beginning. Because the beginnings of a lot of games are not fun on second playthroughs. Like, they're really fun in the first one, not fun in the second one. Anyways, that's not the point of this topic. We're talking about our favorite Zelda games. So, Wind Waker, that's my favorite Zelda game of all time. At least so it was until Breath of the Wild came out. And now I can't decide. It's either Breath of the Wild or Wind Waker. But they're so freaking good. So, Breath of the Wild, obviously everyone knows why Breath of the Wild is amazing. Huge world, so much good exploration, you know, amazing graphics and stuff like that, even though I think if they made a new one on the Switch, it would look way better, but, you know, for what it is, it looks really, really good. You know, amazing character design, stuff like that. The world has so much to do in Breath of the Wild. Like, you never have nothing to do. Like, you just go out, you get distracted by a bajillion, million, killion things. Killion's not even a word, but it's the best word to describe how many things there is to do in Breath of the Wild. So, that game's absolutely amazing. It's just like going out into the wild, and just exploring. Like, I'm one of those people, like, just wants to go into a forest and just explore. Even if they don't think they'll find anything, because what is there in the real world to find in a forest? But, you know, just going out and exploring somewhere. Just going on a trail. I love walking trails. Walking trails is so fun. I love it. Or just walking through places like parks and stuff and exploring, see what you can see. Like, that's so fun. So Breath of the Wild is like that, but in a video game where there's actually things to find. Like shrines and enemies, encampments and stuff. Yeah, I mean, the only reason, like, this doesn't completely destroy Wind Waker for me, because it's like everything I loved about Wind Waker but more, is that the personality and, like, the actual story, like, it's not even close to as good as Wind Waker's. Like, doesn't even come close to touching Wind Waker. Like, the story in Wind Waker is really, really good. and really, really fleshed out. The story of Breath of the Wild is dumb. Well, the story itself's not dumb. I like the story itself. The thing is, the way they present the story to you is the dumbest thing ever. Because everything happens before you play the game, and they tell you everything before you even get off, like, the Great Plateau, and everything you don't know there is the very next thing you're supposed to do, to find out in the story. Like, even if you didn't know everything by the time you got off the plateau, then you go over to frickin' Sheikah Town or whatever, and yeah, I don't remember the names. My memory of names is so bad. You go over there, and then they frickin' tell you everything you didn't know before. It's like, you're not keeping any secrets. There's no mysteries here. I know everything there is to know about, like, everything in the entire story, and nothing develops in the entirety of that game. Not to mention the characterization themselves. Like, the characters themselves, the champions, they're okay. They don't come close to matching the characters that are in Wind Waker. Not even close. So, like, Breath of the Wild has the exploration thing on point. Like, the exploration's so good. It's way better than Wind Waker, because Wind Waker had a lot of technical limitations, hardware-wise, where, exploring the open seas was fun, but a lot of it was, well, sea. There was not that, the islands were small. There were a bunch of them, but there weren't, like, the amount of actual land to go and explore was not that big. Breath of the Wild, however, has no such problems. There is an infinite amount, it feels like, of places to explore, things to see, people to meet, stuff like that. But Breath of the Wild, you know what it needs? It needed a better story. You know what it needed? It needed the memories to be better. If the memories were good, things you could actually go back in time and play through segments, like, that would have been amazing. But they're just cutscenes. I don't want to see cutscenes of things I already know what happened in. Or maybe if they didn't tell you what happened, maybe if the old man didn't explain things to you, and you had to go around and see the memories to actually learn what happened, that would have been cool, because there would have been surprises. I would have been like, oh shit, that's how the Guardians came, and that's why all this is happening. But no, it's just telling me in the first frickin' 2 seconds of the game. It annoys me so much at the story of that game. Everything else was so good, and then the story just comes, and you're just like, oh, they promised us such a kick-ass story. It's like the story of Breath of the Wild is actually really, really good. It's just, there's no surprises. There's absolutely no surprises. And the DLC also was super disappointing. The story DLC didn't fix anything. If they had let you go back in time and play those segments, it would have been so good. Like, consider Xenoblade Chronicles DLC. Consider Xenoblade Chronicles DLC. Super good. On point. You're going back in time. You're going to Torna. New area. New characters. New combat system mechanics even. Like, all kinds of new stuff. Like, it's new. I mean, the story itself's not new because you kind of know what happened a little bit. But you're going back in time and you're playing through these segments. Like, that's what Breath of the Wild's DLC should have been. That's what Breath of the Wild's DLC should have been. Watch this. Let's see. Hold on. I didn't know you guys could send links. That's actually good. God, I thought those were blocked, but it's good that they're not. Let's see here. Is it the Smash Ultimate one from StickFab? Is that what you're wanting me to watch? Because it's 40 seconds. Yeah, this is 40 seconds, so. I don't want to get copyrighted by this dude, though. So. Can turn off the camera. Let's mute this. I'll watch it just because it's 40 seconds. Might as well. I know what this is. I know what it is. I know what that boat is. I know that boat. I'd know that boat anywhere. I know that man. Yeah! Phil Swift joins the competition. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is the best. That's a lot of damage. So good. show you the power of flex tape. I saw this roster in half and repaired it with only flex tape. Oh my gosh. So good. Stick fab. Stick fab. You genius. Motherfucking genius up in here. Gosh, so good. Bucket confirmed. There we go. That's hilarious. Oh gosh, that's so good. Anywho, back to Zelda. That was hilarious though. I love it. It's so good. Yeah, Breath of the Wild could have been so much better, but it's still tied, I think, with Wind Waker as my favorite Zelda game of all time. It's just Wind Waker, man, if it had a better story, that would have been the ultimate game. I'm hoping the next game has a better story. Also, if it freaking looked like this, like imagine if Zelda looked like this good graphically, like this amount of foliage and like stuff. Because a lot of Breath of the Wild like lacks texture quality and lighting and foliage. Like, oh, it looks so good. I mean, not this art style, obviously, because this is painting, but, you know, that level of detail on the environments is so good. I think the next Zelda is going to run the same engine, but I think it's going to be highly upgraded. It's going to look way better. I think it's going to run at a full 1080p, or at least I'm fine with 900p if they get the graphics up real high. And I think it's going to have a more steady frame rate, but it's just so good. And then I think I'll go with my third favorite Zelda game, which has to be Ocarina of Time, my first Zelda game ever. So good. Guys, let me know what your favorite Zelda games are in the comments below, or if you've ever even played a Zelda game. Some of you might not have. It's a possibility. I highly doubt it, but maybe it's a possibility. Maybe you don't even like Zelda, and then I'll have to, you know, forever block you. But, you know, it's all good. It's okay. Different opinions are allowed, except when it differs from mine, and then no. But yeah, Ocarina of Time was so fucking good. So good. It's amazing. It was my first game ever, except maybe Super Mario 64, but I don't remember which one's my first game ever. I kind of remember playing Zelda first, but it's possible that I played Mario first. I don't know. But the first game I remember playing is Zelda, so I'll go with that one. Zelda is the absolute, like, best series ever, by the way, in my opinion. It's so good. But Ocarina of Time, it just has a different feel to it than any other Zelda game ever. You don't need to play many Zelda games. Your favorite was Ocarina of Time. Dude, you need to play them all. They all deserve to be played. If you played Wind Waker, if you've not played Wind Waker, then you need to play Wind Waker. I don't care if you have to go buy a Wii U, go play Wind Waker. Or just, you know, emulate it on the PC if you have one. I hope it comes to the Switch. Wind Waker HD better be ported to the Switch. If it's not, I'm gonna go crazy. It better come. But it just has this different feel to it. A more magical feel, I think. And sort of a darker feel. But not in the way that Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess are dark. In a completely different way. And it's like really hard to describe it. But also it has that kind of N64 like sound effects that I think that were kind of sort of taken away in the 3DS remake. Although 3DS remake kind of keeps that keeps hold of that dark tone, that kind of mysterious, dark, magical tone that Ocarina of Time has. Majora's Mask comes very close to it, but I think it's a different tone, much darker in a different sense, and much creepier almost, like sad too. Ocarina of Time's not sad. It's more epic and dark and mysterious, so it's very weird. Like, I don't know how to even really describe it, but like the game just has this different tone to it and different feel that none of the other Zelda games have ever been able to achieve. And I don't know if it's because Nintendo's not trying to achieve it, or if for some reason they can't achieve it, but they haven't achieved this tone again since. It's very different, and I just absolutely love it for it. So I hope if they ever remake this game in, like, you know, Unreal Engine 4, that they don't mess up the tone of the game. And, like, I feel like also that N64 sound palette really helped set the tone of, oddly enough, like, the N64 had a lot of sound limitations, but it kind of almost helped the dark, mysterious tone of Ocarina of Time, because I felt like it lost a little bit of something on 3DS Remake when it got all the remade sound and stuff. Like, luckily, they made it sound as close to the original N64 sound as they could, but having better sound effects, so it didn't lose that much. But maybe it's just nostalgia talking, but I feel like it lost a little bit of something. But it also gained a little bit of something different with an actually good sound, so I don't know. But Ocarina of Time has amazing boss fights, amazing dungeons, except the water dungeons. They both suck. Well, I mean, the water dungeon when you're an adult is not that bad, but the water dungeon when you're a kid, oh, it's so bad. But the forest dungeon inside the Great Deku Tree and the fire dungeon inside the Death Mountain are actually really good. And the second fire dungeon is also good. The second forest dungeon's okay, though. It's not amazing. But it has some really good dungeons, and it has one of the best tones of the entirety of the series. So yeah, it's definitely my third favorite Zelda game of all time. Plus, it's just so much nostalgia for that game, man. I just love that game. It's so good. It's just so epic, like so freaking epic, and I love every moment. It had such good exploration too. Like the N64, like for the first pretty much open world 3D game like ever, like that was so like adventurous. Like they really hit it. Like Nintendo came out of the gate in the 3D era with like perfection. Like I don't know how they did it. Like these are some of the first 3D games ever made, and they just perfected pretty much the 3D genre. Like they didn't have troubles. Like they came in and were just like 3D. You guys are over here stumbling around on what 3D should be. Nah, man, we know what 3D should be. Bam, Breath of the Wild. Bam, Mario 64. It's just like all these other games. Bam, Mario Kart 64. It's like, what happened? How did they master pretty much the 3D space with like their first games? Like I thought. You would think, you know, going from the SNES to the N64 would be a hard development jump for them. You know, you'd think that they would mess up pretty bad. I mean, they didn't, you know, master it. Obviously, they've done better and better as they've gone on. But their level of mastery, their level of adeptness, I guess, like how adept they were with the 3D, like, genre and, like, the 3D space is, like, mind-blowing to me thinking back on it. Like going from the SNES to N64, like you think that they would come up with some, you know, you think they would just stumble, but like they came out of the gate swinging, and it's just mind-blowing to me that they could just master it that quickly. Like back when people knew no idea how camera would control, they had no idea how you would move around. Like they didn't know these things. Like these things weren't well known because nobody had really ever done much of it. And then they come out and they're like, Z targeting, brah. Like, you know, all this stuff, and it's just like, what? They're just like, you guys think platforming in 3D is hard? Nah, Mario 64, my fam. Mario 64. You think a 3D open world adventure game would be? Nah, Ocarina of Time. 3D, you know, racer? Nah, fam. We got Mario Kart. It's easy. It's easy. It's easy. Like, they came out like it was nothing. And it's just like, still blows me away. It's just mind-blowing. Yeah. Ruby, you need to play more Zelda games. You need to. You gotta play Wind Waker. You gotta play Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask is really good. I actually didn't play that much as a kid, but I played a lot of it on the 3DS, even though I never beat it on the 3DS. So I just felt like I got to the water dungeon in that game, and I was like, I'm done. I can't. Like, I'm not somebody who really loves to deal with time management, except maybe in Pikmin. Pikmin, some reason, I can deal with that. But, like, time management in that game is just like, I don't want to have to rush, but also have to search around for secrets every time, you know? It's just kind of like, I have to rush, but then I also have to, like, get everything. Some reason I can do it in Pikmin, I don't know why, but, like, in Zelda, it just doesn't. No, Zelda's a game I like to sit back, relax, and, like, explore. And then this game was just like, nope, exploration, ha, fool, you have time limits. And I was like, but why? Even though that game had, like, the best side quest of any game ever, like, best side quests, straight up, like, some of the best side quests of any game in the existence of gaming, I just didn't like the time aspect that much. It just, and the water dungeon sucked. Like, I was dealing with it fine, until the water dungeon. I was like, nope, can't even. That dungeon is the worst dungeon of any Zelda game ever. I fucking hate that dungeon. Yeah. That's also really good. Skyward Sword is the most underrated Zelda game ever. It's so good. So good. That or Spirit Tracks, but, you know, every 2D Zelda game's underrated these days. 2D Zelda's amazing. I don't know why people underrate it so much, but it's so good. But Skyward Sword, best story of any Zelda game ever. Easy. Best Zelda of any game ever. Of any Zelda game ever. Some of the best dungeons of the most consistent Zelda dungeons of any game ever, or any of the Zelda games, I think, in my opinion. Just all around, just an amazing game. It just was a little too linear. That was his problem. It's a little too linear. They kind of kept you in the box, didn't let you literally explore outside the box. But I mean, there was things to explore, and it was fun. The side quests were really good as well. It's a super good side quest. And the story was great, but not too much on the way of like real in-depth exploration. They could have widened that out a little, broadened that out a bit. Stop. It's kind of just paths. You can go down a different path, and there are multiple paths, but you still feel and you notice that these are paths. Like, these are not wide open areas to explore. These are definitely paths to walk on. So that was its major issue, but I don't think they've perfected Zelda yet, by the way. Like, every game has a major issue. Like, Wind Waker's major issue: too much water, not enough land. There you go. Small islands are too small. Skyward Sword's issue: best, story ever, but, it didn't, too many paths. It's too linear. Breath of the Wild's issue: not enough story, not really enough towns. The world's kind of empty, other than, there's shrines and stuff to find and things to do, but as far as, like, civilization and story, it's pretty barren. You got all these, like, there's never really been a perfect Zelda game. Except Ocarina of Time. It was, like, perfect. Like, I don't really have that many critiques for Ocarina of Time, actually. For the time and what they could do, like, the technology was capable of, like, that's a perfect Zelda. I mean, nowadays it's not, because there's so much you can do more with technology, but in that time, it was, like, the perfect Zelda. Like, there was nothing really wrong about it. I mean, there could have been a better water dungeon, or what. The water dungeon wasn't that bad, guys. Get over it. But other than that, there's like nothing. There's no major issues with Ocarina of Time like there is with a lot of other Zelda games. So yeah. Majora's Mask didn't have any major issues. I didn't like the time mechanic, but that's not a major issue. That's just a mechanic of the game. That's just like I'd happen to not enjoy it that much, but it's actually a really good mechanic if you like that type of game. So it's like that's not a major issue. That's just a difference in opinions and what I like. So yeah, guys, I think that's all for this coffee talk. Love talking about Zelda. Love talking to you guys about Zelda. Wish we could have got more people in here to talk about Zelda, though. It's pretty much just Robeer, Wolfie, Master of Memes. Wolfie just said hi. Master of Memes just sent memes. And Robeer, you were a good sport, though. I loved that Smash thing I reacted to. That was hilarious. Hope I don't get like 10 billion DMCAs. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm just shouting you out. Don't hate me. Sheesh. Not even making any money off this. Calm down. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this, thank you to everyone who's watching this afterwards. I meant there will probably be more of them who are watching afterwards, actually, than who watch live, because today's just been slow. I don't know. Where did everybody go? Did they die? I'm kind of worried. But yeah, I guess they were just busy. I'm just being silly here. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe for more awesome Nintendo content, including Coffee Talks Monday through Friday, live streams Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and videos typically Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. But anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys later on What About Nintendo. Bye.